Turning to one of our top stories, the US government is only hours away from a shutdown as Congress races to pass a spending bill before the deadline. The US House of Representatives voted down a plan backed by President-elect Donald Trump yesterday after he called on Republicans to reject the initial bipartisan bill. Right now, Republican leaders are meeting at Congress to deliberate on a way to push a new proposal through. Democrats are understood to be unhappy with the influence Donald Trump and new government efficiency director Elon Musk are having on Democratic proceedings. And with that, let's head to Republican political strategist Matt Klink in the US. This is interesting times, Matt.
Oh, very interesting times, absolutely. And you have to remember that this is the old Congress. This is the one where the Democrats still control the Senate. So the Republicans can't do whatever they want. They need Democrats on this one.
It's really interesting to see the influence of Elon Musk. It's becoming, things go viral all the time these days, but it's becoming very widespread. Elon Musk, president of the US.
Well, that's a little tongue in cheek, given that for the last 4 years, who knows who's been running our country with Joe Biden being mentally addled. All that being said, I do think that what Elon Musk did when he called attention to a 1,500-page continuing resolution that had 20 plus pages of efforts to continue funding the government and then 1,480 pages of other pork in it. I think that he was right to call out that this is the old way of doing things and that it needs to change. And the Democratic establishment bristled. So hopefully for Republicans today, the third time will be the charm. But if there's going to be a government shutdown, I do think that the consensus among Donald Trump and the Republicans is that they want this to happen they want this to happen while Joe Biden is still president.
There's never an easy answer, is there, when it comes to US politics? It's complex. Ever since the War of Independence, it was almost set up to fail. So this is a little bit of an example of the power of Congress. And even though there will be a new Congress, it's a complex system, isn't it? The US political system.
Yeah, we're designed to move things slowly. Although I must tell you, I don't think that the founders ever envisioned that the United States of America would have a $34 trillion budget deficit because we overspend every year. That being said, look, I think that this is a case in point where Republicans need to work with Democrats, and Donald Trump needs to start getting on the telephone before he becomes president to make sure that the votes line up. Because look, it just sends a bad message if people don't get paid over Christmas. It's just even though Trump is not president, Joe Biden is absent. He's not engaged in this whatsoever. So if Donald Trump wants this to end, he's going to have to get involved. Changing
subjects, the House Ethics Committee to release the Matt Gaetz findings.
Yeah, I mean, look, Matt Gaetz, he has made few friends among Democrats, and I think even made some enemies among Republicans. And there was a secret vote in the House Ethics Committee to release his report, and it's supposed to go public next week, and it will not be flattering. And that's just to show you that politics is blood sport. And, for Matt Gaetz, he's leaving under a cloud. It prevented him from being the attorney general. And this report will likely follow him into private life.
We're only a few weeks away from the inauguration. We saw those attempts on Donald Trump's life. Security is going to be vitally important, isn't it, for the inauguration, a big public event?
It will be, and I think that the Secret Service is taking it more than seriously. Trump will get presidential level security. In fact, he's getting it right now, and that will continue on January 20th. But no, they're monitoring him very, very closely, and I think that he's going to be just fine. I think that he will ultimately do what most presidents do and walk some of the inauguration parade route, which I know the Secret Service probably cringes, but it's kind of historic when they get out of the limo and the president and the first lady walk at least a couple blocks along the route to say hi to the tens of thousands of fans that will be on hand for the ceremony.
Yeah, absolutely. And just quickly, Christmas time on the economy, some brighter news from the government saying that the economy is in reasonable nick, or from the Fed, and their rates won't cut as quickly as they thought they would. I know they did do a rate cut, but they're not going to cut as quickly as first thought.
Yeah, they just cut. They just cut a couple days ago a quarter point, which I don't think they really needed to do it because the economy is pretty strong. Look, though, the biggest challenge is, and this is what the election really pivoted on. The Democrats were arguing that inflation is down and that the economy is strong, yet the price of eggs and the price of consumer goods is still up. And that's task one for Donald Trump, is to drive those costs down so that the consumer buying power comes back and that people feel confident again. And I think if he can do that, he will have a successful presidency. And I think the case in point of where he's going to start on that is an all of the above energy strategy. Joe Biden was really anti-carbon based forms of energy, petroleum and natural gas. And I think Donald Trump is going to turn that around on day one. And the US will lead not only in those two forms, but also in renewables, and that will lower prices across the board in this country.
Matt, always good to chat. Have a lovely Christmas and New Year.
Thank you. Same to you.